Time for our first look at sports. Carly Agro joining me for that. And Carly, history kind of repeating itself there. The Bobcats were looking at elimination on Monday and then again last night.
Yeah, that's right. It was an exciting atmosphere at the Civic Center, and thank you to everyone out there who came out to support the team. It was a great game of hockey. It was another physical battle, and the Cats, they managed to keep getting it done. Well, Lloydminster Bobcats fought back against the Grand Prairie Storm Monday night at the Civic Center, keeping their series alive with a 3-2 win. Now, last night, the Cats were back in a must-win Game 4, looking to extend their series to 5 games in what was the Orange and Black's second test in as many nights. Now, the AJ's most valuable player, Tanner Fritz, gets the Storm on the board first, though. Mitch Philman goes back to Fritz. His cannon from the point beats Kramer Barnstable. It was 1-0 for GP just 3 minutes in. Now, the Cats respond 10 minutes later. Brighton Mills gets behind the net. He feeds a pinching Tanner Erickson. Erickson taps it home, and just like that, we're knotted up at ones after 20. In the second, GP gets into some penalty trouble, and the Cats make them pay for it. Michael Hefner's blast finds the back of the cage on the 5-on-3. That puts Lloyd up 2-1. Now, with 7 to play in the middle frame here, the Bobcats are shorthanded, but it doesn't seem to matter at all. Mitchell Gardner springs Kyle Harris. Harry goes top cheese to give the Cats a 3-1 lead. 4 minutes later, the Orange and Black are back on another man advantage. This time a little tic-tac-toe. Cooper Lim from the side of the net chips it by Andy Williams, extending the Cats' lead to 3 goals. Well, Jeff Lorenz would help out. He added another in the third to help the Bobcats contain the Storm 5-1 and force a 5th and deciding game up in Grand Prairie that will take place Thursday night. The key to this one was the Cats' ability to get it done on special teams.
When they got that 5-on-3 in the second period, they didn't even get a sniff, which was real impressive, and it speaks a lot to our penalty killers and makes it a lot easier on me, and because 5-on-3s can be tiring for goalies, but they made it easier on me.
Sigh of relief, yeah, but we know we have to come out Thursday and play even harder to win the series.
And they took it to us the first little bit. I certainly liked what happened after that. Our penalty killer power play got going again. Our 5-on-5, we eliminated a lot of scoring chances after that first 10 minutes. Barnstable did a great job in the net, but you know what, this is what we want. We wanted a Game 5. There's no way we can win this series without getting one, so we've got our wish, and it depends what we do with it.
Sticking with the Bobcats now, several weeks have passed since the current owner of the team, Wayne Russell, announced along with the city of Lloydminster that the two parties had accepted an offer from a businessman in Whitecourt to purchase the team and relocate them there. Well, the final deadline for the city to entertain a matching or better offer is this Friday, March the 4th. And as Mayor Mulligan explains, unless someone in the border city speaks and steps up, Lloydminster better prepare for life after the Bobcats.
The city has entertained phone calls and responded to general inquiries, but the bottom line is no one is fighting to keep the team here.
Well, we haven't had any written proposals submitted to the city. None. For all various independent reasons, each of the people who had spoken to either myself or City Manager Carroll have not moved to the formal offer or formal written proposal stage.
With the purchase price set at $500,000, some interested parties have been concerned that while they can cover the cost of the initial sale, developing a successful long-term financial plan has scared them off.
The bottom line has nothing to do with who, how good, could they pull it off. At this point, there is nobody who can, in their work, value the franchise at $500,000 as Wayne accepted in his offer from Brent Stark.
As the Bobcats prepare for historical Game 5 against the Grand Prairie Storm, Coach Curran wishes he only had the game to worry about.
I'm going to probably hear more and more every day, but right now it's all about the boys. That's a big day, there's no question about it, and I hope I hear something before I leave, and maybe I will, maybe I won't. But yeah, it weighs on it, and I wasn't really weighed on it until you just asked me the question.
Mulligan understands the last-minute Lloydminster strategy, and at this point he's hopeful that this is one time when the city he serves will live up to its reputation.
I hope people wake up. I hope they understand what the implications are to losing a Tier 2 Junior A team from our city. I hope they realize that the investment spread over a long period of time, you know, a 10-year amortization, and the potential to have the team break even maybe in 1 or 2 years out is a small price to pay to enhance your brand and do all the valuable things that can be contributed to in this community.
Qualifying offers must be received by March 4th. An interested party must cover the $500,000 Canadian purchase price, half of which is payable into trust upon presentation of the offer, the other half by June 30th of this year. March 25th is a date the city set to allow time to permit validation and comprehensive follow-up to any and all contrary offers. The Bobcats Game 5 against the Grand Prairie Storm goes the night before the team will learn if they'll be playing for and in Lloydminster next season.
That is, I apologize. I got to give you a Junior B hockey update. There are 2 important games this evening. The Cold Lake Ice have a chance to extend their lead to 3 games over the Wainwright Bisons. Now elsewhere, the Bandits, it's our Lloydminster team here, they have a chance to sweep the Rangers when they travel to Vegreville for Game 4 tonight. Now that is your first look at local sports. Stay tuned. I'll have an update on a whole lot more in the world of sports coming up when I return. Welcome back. Well, in Austin Dyer's first year coaching the Lakeland Rustlers women's volleyball team, the team finished 5th at provincials, the highest placing in school history. After filling in for a year at the U of S, the 2009 ACAC Coach of the Year returned this season and led the Rustlers to a chance at a medal. And as Aaron Strack reports, capturing a top 2 spot was the goal heading in, but coming in 4th place is nothing to hang their heads over.
This season, the expectations for the Rustlers were high, and for the most part, they lived up to them, battling to stay 3rd in the league standings.
Let a few matches slip away, but also pulled a couple off that maybe we shouldn't have. So our season record at 14-6 is something to definitely be proud about.
Last year was good, but this year was a lot better. Like with all the new recruits and stuff, like we had a really good season, and the team was just like a big family. So I mean, it made it really easy to come to practice and want to come play.
The Rustlers achieved most of their goals they set out at the beginning of the season, but their bid to make it to nationals fell short.
Finish in the top 3 in the league, which we did, and then to win our first round matchup at provincials, which we did, and then to win that semifinal match to get us into the final, which would have got us a spot into nationals. But we came up a little bit short in that match.
It felt pretty good to work hard as a team and get some better results. Obviously, all the wins that we had throughout the league and the year were really good for us, and I think it was a good experience for a lot of the girls.
Most of the players from last season returned this year. The future of the program is looking bright, with many of them planning on coming back for the 2011-2012 season.
5 out of the 7 off of our starting lineup are returning, so that's really big for us for sure. Adding a couple pieces to the puzzle already with recruits coming in, and then hopefully we can sign a couple more coming up here and continue to have the same type of success heading into next year. I wouldn't be setting my sights much lower than what it was this year.
Dyer will have a huge hole to fill next season, with 5th-year Brianne Collette graduating.
To replace her isn't really possible. We can just hope that we can kind of fill the gap with somebody that can get the job done. She's set numerous records this year for Lakeland College, and some of those records are ones that might not get broken unless we have a real good player come in here for 5 years.
Aaron Strack, Newcap Sports.
In other Lakeland College news, the ACAC's Final Four Men's Basketball Championship Series has been relocated to Edmonton. The Rustlers were hoping that they would be able to host the Collegiate Provincial Championships this weekend, but due to technicalities beyond the team's control and qualifying, the Nate Ooks have secured home court advantage. The Rustlers tip off against Lethbridge first on Friday at 6 o'clock. Thank you for joining me for Sports Tonight. Stay tuned. Jacob and Gerard will have more coming up in Newcap News.